What is going on, guys? It's Sunday. You know what that means. It's Sunday Savers. We're going to get into it, and we're going to talk about some of the things that you can do and some of the cards you can save on and flip for big coins later, because there is a big market available if you have a little bit of coin currency. This one is going to be people that have coins to put out, because if you don't have coins to put out, it's going to be really hard for you to get in on this, but it is extremely profitable if you make your calls right. So let's get into it, guys. If you do enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that sub button, notification bell down below. Let's see what I'm talking about. Let's see how we can make some coins. There is some risk, but you can benefit big time if you're right. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, what I'm going to be talking about today is evil cards. Evil cards and XFactors. And the MSP XFactors took a little bit of a dip this week because we didn't have any MSP XFactors other than, I think, Rasmus Anderson. Either way, so what we're noticing is, like, a player like Drew Doughty, his X factor has come up by 200,000 coins, right? Just simply see, like, there are some still low ones, but simply by him scoring goals, and everybody's starting to realize that, hey, this Drew Doughty is going to be a 99 rather quickly, and you're going to be able to move his X factor up if you didn't want to pay the premium on his Evo, which, by the way, this card was 400,000 coins 2 days ago. 400,000 coins for this MSP. You could have bought him, and now he's skyrocketed up to 850, 900,000. Why am I bringing this up? Because, for instance, Rasmus Sandin, you got to be a believer in picking these cards. You really do. I picked one because of the Leafs theme team. He's going to be on my team if he scores goals. Awesome. That's why I picked him up. But I picked this card up at 225,000, and he's dipped a little bit already. He's down to 220,000, but 210,000. But this card is based off of goals. All these cards are based off of goals. So if you believe Sandin can get 10 goals, and it doesn't even have to be 10 goals, guys. This is the beautiful part of the Evo event when it comes to flipping coins and making coins on it. If Sandin comes out his next game, which I believe he has San Jose coming up, and LA and Arizona, stuff like that, which could be a good run. If Sandin comes out and gets 1 goal, these cards jump in price. That's how the Evo always works, is people overhype 1 goal. They're like, oh my God, he's got the goal. He's going to get another one and another one, another one. He's going to be 99 before January. People get overexcited about a fantasy card when it scores, and if you're smart and you pick the right ones, you can capitalize on it. So Rasmus Sandin's on my team because he's going to be on the Leafs theme team all year, but he is one that could flip. Sean Durzi runs everything in the Arizona power play, the Arizona defense, and he is not being priced like it. He's already got 3 goals this year, and you can get this card at 250, 260. I bought him last night at 270, so the prices are coming down a little bit. You can wait a little bit longer if you chose to. Figure out when Arizona plays their next game, and then maybe make that your, am I going to buy Sean Durzi then before he plays? Because if he plays, he gets a goal, you're going to notice it spiked to like 375, and you can quickly flip it. So that's a good way of making coins if you have, the coins. Players that I would avoid at all cost: Justin Falk. Justin Falk, yes, you're going to find him very cheap, 120, 130, 120. 120, like, there is a lot of them up, but for good reason. Nobody sees Justin Falk getting endless amounts of goals, and he would need a pretty healthy amount, as he needs 28, so he needs 14 goals to get to a 99. Nobody sees that. Even if he comes out and gets a goal and jumps up to a 74, people aren't gonna spike his price. Now, yes, maybe you can buy him for 100 and sell him for 200 when he gets a goal and make a quick double there, maybe. But that's a risk I wouldn't be willing to take, because the vibes around Justin Falk it's not happening. Now, to go back to the X Factors for a minute, the fantasy cards haven't caught up yet with the X Factors, unless you're Drew Doughty. That's why his price is increasing. But you get somebody like Nick Suzuki, who has scored some goals. His fantasy card's moving, but when his fantasy card starts getting into the 85s, that's when this X Factor is going to move up, because not everybody has the fantasy card, right? So you can get Nick Suzuki for 170. Like I said, Doughty's card is already spiking because he's got 3 goals and he's going to be jumping 6 overall on his fantasy card. So it's already spiking. But when it comes to, like, Nick Suzuki, you can get him, like, this card, 39 minutes, you could probably buy that for 150 if that's what you're looking for. 149, you just buy now. Zegras, again, 139. These cards will skyrocket in price when the Evos start to move up, because people can't get their hands on the Evos. And as we know, As the evils move up, they get more expensive. So all the evils that will be doing well are going to jump up over $1 million. But they're X factors. If you predict it, you can jump on them now. And then when Trevor Zegras, say his card starts to hit a 90, people are like, oh, I can't afford the evil. Let me go get his X factor and I'll just power it up as he works his way to a 99. That's where you can make some coins on that. But again, find the appropriate price where you can flip it safely, like Anderson. But back to the evil. Now so Johnny Hockey needs 29 goals. You can see in the pricing, people are divided on that. 300,000, 600,000. People are heavily divided on that, and even the 70 isn't selling at 300,000. So be careful. Thomas Hertl, 600,000. People are still on he'll be okay. This Dawson Mercer here, I find interesting because as you're watching the evos, you're gonna notice they're in a roller coaster, and Dawson Mercer is one that gets interesting. So you'll see probably a couple here at 225, 240. If you look back in like 5 hours, there'll be none up under 300,000 and some selling at 300,000. So you don't need Dawson Mercer's game to make coins off of him. You just need to ride the trend, right? So we got it at 700, yes, but we got one at 225, 224, 230, 300, 220, 7, 3, 5, 5, 350, and 240. In a couple hours, those 225s, 240s will be gone, and you'll have the 350 and the 5, where you throw them up for 300 and you sell them. You'd be surprised that they sell. Now, one that looks like an amazing deal that I would pass on is Carter Hart. Goalies in Evo, they work out. They do. And he's got acceleration boost and speed boost. And being 6'2", he's not terrible. 66 aggression, it's everything you like to see. So Carter Hart's build seems okay. But because it's a goalie, guys, you can get him at as cheap as you want. The hardest thing is going to be selling him as a goalie, even as he levels up, right? So Carter Hart needs, 26 wins, 25 wins to become a 99? Doable, but you got to put 110,000 into him, 105,000 into him. And then you got to find somebody that as he gets better and better and up higher and higher and overall that's willing to spend 200,000 on a goalie. I would not recommend that. Stay away from goalies. If you're looking for a cheeky flip, Jonathan Dahlin. This card is interesting. I think his pricing is based on players don't really know European leagues. Jonathan Dahlin is the scorer on the top line of his team in power play minutes. He plays 18 to 21 minutes a night. That's opportunity. That is opportunity. And if he can pot 3 goals, you can flip this card easily. And why I say that is because 140, 140, 128, 130. I got this card for 90,000 coins last night. I could already throw him up for 125, be competitive with everybody up here and make coins. But at 90,000, getting an Evo under 100,000 is crazy because you just have to wait for that player to have one good game. The market jumps up on him and you drop it. You hit your moment when you can. Now, another NHLer that might be a good purchase that I'm not a fan of this player, but his price tag is intriguing right now, and that is Corey Perry. For 139,000, 150, 138, 129, 130, right? 140, 125. 15 hours, you might be able to get this one for 100 flat, right? And if you just keep watching, you might be able to get him down. 125 seems to be the comfortable paying rate, what people are at right now. So why do I think Corey Perry? 24 goals. I'm not going to say Corey Perry's going to get 24 goals, but the way Chicago's been playing early on, if Corey Perry could pop out and get 3 or 4 goals in the next 2 weeks, the traction on this card will rise up and he'll be 300,000 coins just because he's got a forward movement, and people love seeing that. And like I said, everyone gets a little excited, a little too excited when fantasy cards start doing well and they jump all over it. Case in point, Laffy Taffy, baby. Gets a couple of goals, buy now $1 million. What else is he at? 600,000 by now. 1.7 by now. That's outlandish. 900, 600, 600, 700. This card was nothing a week ago. When it came out, this card was nothing. You had people selling him low because they're like, he's not going to do it. And then you had people selling him at a medium rate because they're like, he's getting good minutes. He's got a new coach. He's going to pop off. It's all about striking the fantasy when you can. Iaffola here with the Jets. Iaffola scores goals. Maybe he gets 2 or 3 in the next couple of weeks, right? It all hinges on your comfort level with that player. Iaffola has time, he has minutes, and he can produce on it. And it's just, like I said, it's all comfort level, guys. the coins you're going to make on it are going to be based on your comfort level of the situation. Teravainen is so expensive right now because he's going up to an 83. He got a hat trick the night of release, so come Monday, Teravainen will be an 83. That's why he's going up. JT Miller popped off a goal. Again, this is what happens when a fantasy card scores one goal and people think he's going to keep going and going and going. 750,000 coins. Robertson, he's way too small. He'd be a hard pass for me, but he is somebody that you could buy to flip. If he gets a couple of goals, he starts hitting the mid 80s. People may jump on it and be like, I want to get into him before he gets into the 90s, and he's super expensive. I wouldn't do it though. Huber, don't really know much about him, but the card looks cheap, and if you can get a card cheap enough in fantasy, there's always coins to be made. 140, 120, 120, 128, 130. There's always coins to be made, especially when they come out of packs, guys. That's the biggest thing. If you buy somebody like this Corey Perry card and he starts doing well, wait for him to come out of packs. Wait for packs to stop on Friday and then look at the market, because when these cards become scarcer and scarcer and scarcer, they jump in price. And that's when you need to capitalize. So don't be scared of buying and holding, even if they get a goal, because when the cards come out, people still want them. People still want them. You're not going to be able to build Sandin, but you can buy him. He might be a good buy at 200,000, right? I might buy another one just in case. Bowen Byram, way too expensive. You're staying away from the expensive guys. That's the thing. And when you get into the Euros, double check. How many games do they have left? Make sure they have a lot of games left. Because here, 74 overall, you need 25 goals to get to a 99, but that's not what you're looking for. You're going to buy him at 100,000, maybe cheaper, right? Maybe cheaper. Let's go see what he's going for. 90,000, 99,000. Like I said, anything 98,000. Anything under 100,000 is really good, because if they get a couple of goals, they get that hype. Or when they're out of packs and they get a goal, they get that hype and there's none to buy. So that's just what I wanted to say, guys, is Sunday Savers hit the fantasy hockey cards or the XFactors, but the XFactors aren't going anywhere. Focus on the fantasy hockey cards. They are really cheap right now, and they shouldn't be. There is no reason I can go buy now 125,000 coins on a card that potentially can go to a 99. Just because you feel like it doesn't or it can't doesn't mean it won't, right? So sometimes you have to take emotions out of it. There's 346 fantasy cards on the market right now. There is 24 of them at buy now 125,000 or less. Justin Falk being one, but like I said, he'd be a pass for me, but it's comfort level. And then just Dominic Bach, Carter Hart. Like, there's just so many options and so many cheap cards. Let's drop it down again. Is everybody right? Is everybody wrong? It doesn't matter. If he gets a couple of goals, the price will flip on this card if people think he's going to trend up. But do your homework, do your due diligence on the card, and make as many coins as you can. This is a investment that might take a week or week and a half, 2 weeks. When cards come out of packs, then you wait for a couple of goals out of the players, then you sell them. But this could be a good moneymaker if you're willing to take the risk and you have the coins. Sunday Saver, boys. I hope you get out there. I hope you make coins on the fantasy hockey. I have played a little bit of the market when it comes to the fantasy hockey cards, and I'm going to dabble a little bit more. Probably on a couple of the Euro cards that people are sleeping on, I think. And if they get a couple of goals when they're out of packs, I'll relist them. That's the biggest thing. When they're out of packs. Make sure you got a name, though. Make sure you got a name. Like Corey Perry, when he comes out of packs, he scores 2 goals in 1 week. That card is going to skyrocket because there's not many of them. People want them. People think he's going to make it 99 because they get hyped up. And you make your coins off it. So go make your coins, guys. I hope you did enjoy the video. Till next time. Ciao, ciao.